we cannot accommodate in Florida just dumping unlawful migrants into our state. I think it'll tax our resources, the schools, the healthcare, law enforcement, state agencies. The legislature, at my urging, passed a bill outlawing sanctuary cities. And so we basically, as a state, said, we are going to work with the federal government constructively. We're going to work with them to help them, remove criminal aliens. We're not going to be like some of these other states that are not allowing, federal authorities to come into a jail or a courthouse. So we've been very cooperative. And I think to have this then put into certain communities here, I think it's just something that we don't. So I am going to be addressing this. This was something that leaked out yesterday. I've had conversations, but we're going to have to do some more on this for sure. This was not something that came down from the White House. This was something that came out of the agencies. Sometimes this stuff happens, and so it's going to ultimately be something I'm going to have to talk with the president about. And I don't think that this should happen in Florida. But understand, the disaster that you're seeing at the border, that is a disaster created by the policies enacted by the Congress of the United States. This is a direct result of bad policy that's been implemented. I think that they should change the policy so that we're not in a situation where we're having to do this in the future. And I think that would go a long way. So we're going to obviously do work on this. Nothing's concrete. There's been no migrants released in Florida from this whole problem. Not one migrant has been, according to the White House, what we talked to yesterday. So I just want to let people know that. I think if you believe what was leaked and reported, the plan would be to simply put migrants out on the street, basically, which would tax the resources. Now, there are other parts throughout the country where you will have what are called UACs, unaccompanied alien children, that will be put in a facility, and that's run by the federal government, by HHS. We don't have any responsibility for that. But my understanding is this would be potentially just releasing people into our society. And understand, when someone's just coming across the border, we have no idea, what their background is. We don't know what type of criminal activity they've been involved in. We don't know anything about anything. That's not how our immigration system works. I mean, for 120 years, when you came in, you were checked for health. You were checked for, are you going to be a public charge? All these different things, and that's how it's worked. So this would, I think, cause a lot of stress on our communities.